Ambassador Lenk, Chief Rabbi Warren Goldstein, bishops, pastors, ministers of the church, fellow community leaders, honored guests from abroad, Winston Stewart, Shachar Azani, Zeb Ben Shachar, Riyad Hassoun, our panelists. Welcome to the 4th Israel Advocacy Conference. When we started 5 years ago, and I guess we always tell the story, there were 100 people in a small room, about 60 Jews and about 40 leaders from different churches around South Africa. And we weren't quite sure where we were going. But let me tell you how we have grown. Today you'll see, probably in the course of the day, over 500 people coming in and going out, participating, all expressing our solidarity and our excitement and our common views. Not only have we grown, I find the most interesting is I believe we have turned the tide. It's no secret that South Africa has been, in many respects, a very hostile place for Israel and those that stand with Israel. But that's on the surface. This past week we have seen some sharp signs, some serious indications that something new or something different is at play. In what is normally a week of immense and intense hostility against Israel and the Jewish community, on campuses, in the press, and in places around South Africa, online as well, a very different story played out this week. Very different story. In terms of the haters and the detractors of Israel, it seems like they were on the retreat. On Wits campus, they were writing apologies all over the place for offending the black students of campus, for misappropriating the narrative of South Africa mistakenly. Something they claimed they had just done mistakenly this week, which we know they've been doing for years. Their antics were criticized in all the major newspapers around the country. Their events were cancelled. And what was interesting was massive factional politics started to play out in the public domain. We, on the other hand, well, have a look around here. Look at us. Look who's laughing last. Well, as a way to say. Today we'll have over 500 delegates through here, representing, I believe, tens of millions of South Africans. People here in hope, in love, in excitement, all to live and to learn and to take that out into the broader South Africa and beyond. Our special delegation from Mozambique and a number of leaders from various churches around Africa. This last week, we saw the most senior delegation, political delegation, arrive in South Africa for discussions with the South African government. Discussions that happened on a level that have not been seen in well over a decade. Discussions on the opportunities of sharing know-how in the interests of both countries, in water, in food, in technology. Something's changed. Online, the digital buzz was alive, the whole cyber world was alive. Not with defense against who Israel is, but a story and a narrative as to what Israel stands for and what the truth about Israel is all about. To top it all, just last week, seems like a lifetime ago, past Prime Minister and President of Israel, Shimon Peres, was out here in South Africa in an unprecedented event. One of our guests has mentioned to me that overseas, and I say this, that there's been a perspective in the view because of the rhetoric coming out of Israel, out of South Africa, that South Africa is a lost cause on the global stage in respect of Israel. That it's time to let go and not to worry and move on. But South Africa is not a lost cause. Amen. The fact of the matter is, the vast majority of South Africans do appreciate, understand, and love what Israel stands for. That's the fact. And it is from here that expression, that message, needs to be taken out and consistently driven into the outside world and beyond our immediate communities and our immediate minds, and beyond our immediate prayers. The fact of the matter is that we have a responsibility to spread the true word and the true message of what Israel stands for and represents. I might have mentioned earlier that we may perceive that the tide has turned in South Africa, and maybe it is, or maybe it has. But that does not take away the responsibility and the obligation that we have learned, is that we need to stand fast and stand true for who we are and what we represent, and not allow the haters or those that seek to destroy what we represent to get the upper hand again. We can never get up and declare we won this fight to represent what is good and right. We need to keep fighting that fight, whether there's opposition or whether there isn't. There's no inch for complacency. The last decade has taught us that. There's no opportunity to play catch up. We need to get to the front of the game, to the front of the curve, and we need to stay there. No matter how long it takes, we will endure. And again, I say, it is from here, my friends, that we build from this conference. We see the forests of love, hope, and partnership between South Africa, between Israel, between Jew, between Christian, between Hindu. It is from here that each one of us will be empowered from what we hear and what we learn and what we experience today to make the difference. Let me please offer my thanks, as I finish off my presentation, to my co-chair, Mark Hyman, who truly has brought new energy and inspiration to South African Friends of Israel. And we take this initiative from new level to new level, from heights to greater heights, to the executive team of South African Friends of Israel, and to the executive team of the South African Zionist Federation, to Nikki Raz, to Gavi Sachs. Gavi Sachs always says he'll get the people in, and sure enough they arrive. I tell you a short anecdote today, just so that you know. Our bookings were closed at around 450, and just in this sitting this morning there were about 50 people that didn't RSVP. So we're not complaining, we say welcome, but that indicates that we are beyond capacity today, and it just shows the interest in terms of where we are and what we're doing, and thank you and welcome. Again to my colleague Gavi Sachs for quietly ticking away, building up the momentum. Benji Shulman for incredible work over the past week, on campuses around the country, doing what you do. To the team, the quiet team behind the workings, Lisa Peretz, to Miriam, to Froma, to Josh, to Rodney. Thank you. It is appreciated. We cannot express our thanks, but you guys are an incredible team. To the staff at Biyachad, those that are here, those that are not. To Melissa, can't see her, but I know she's here somewhere. To David Lichtenstein. And of course, to our protectors, the CSO who's always got their eyes out to make sure that everyone is safe in the circumstances and where we are. A loud round of applause, please, to the people that are Today does not happen on a whim. We have a lot of organizations that have stood behind us, encouraged us, and sponsored us. A special thank you to Stacks, to Esbacher and Company, Unity Diamond Distributors, LL, Mantis Security, Ram Couriers, and Max Brothers Investments. Your support and sponsorships is greatly appreciated, and today we expect it to be a huge success. Friends, as I said, it all starts here. It starts here. Let us learn, embrace, meet, eat, and leave here today knowing that South Africa is that much richer and that much better off for how it relates to the outside world, in particular to Israel, because that is what we are here to achieve. Thank you for being here, and I wish you all the best in your deliberations and participation today. Thank you.